final moments carry a weight.
I know in my heart that he knew I was with him, and that was when I had to make the decision and tell him it was okay to let go, which was really, really hard.
Weight that Lori Bodette now feels every day.
It was because I loved my dad so much and I didn't want him to suffer. I had to think of him before myself,
Her father, Jim, served during the Korean War and lived at this state-run veterans home in Holyoke, Massachusetts.
He was in the Soldiers Home for over 16 years, made a lot of friends. Saturday before Easter, we were FaceTiming, and he was just like he looked like he was in he looked like a zombie. He couldn't respond to me.
On April 14th, he passed away after testing positive for COVID-19.
The cramped rooms, they had way too many beds, veterans in a room. They were definitely not socially distant.
The number of people at the Holyoke Soldiers Home who have died from the virus stands at 76. Paul Barabani now stands on the outside, but from 2011 to 2016, he was superintendent of the facility that opened in 1952.
It was written up in 2010 by the VA for not having sufficient space between. There wasn't room to get by between the bed and the wall with a walker. Wheelchairs are out of the question.
He says in 2012, he submitted a $116 million expansion and renovation plan to create more space, but the state never acted on it.
I often say, if only they had listened, if they had listened on increasing the staff as well as renovating the building, the outcome may have been different.
In June, an independent investigation says decisions made by the home's leadership were utterly baffling, like putting healthy and infected veterans in the same ward, and included a social worker's quote saying it felt like we were moving the concentration camp. We were moving these unknowing veterans off to die.
What I would like to say to the state right now and to our leaders and our politicians is make this right.
The state secretary of Veterans Services resigned and the home superintendent was fired.
The subject matter and details of this report are nothing short of gut-wrenching.
The governor has released a plan that includes $6 million going towards infection control and a promise to improve staffing. Cheryl Turgeon's father is still inside the Soldiers Home.
He's going to be 90 in September, and I want to see him hit that milestone.
My father-in-law was more than number 63 who died at the Soldiers Home.
Cheryl Malandrinos' father-in-law, Harry, served overseas and returned to spend decades as a public school teacher. In April, when his health quickly declined, his family moved him to a local hospital where they received a call.
And they said, if you're going to come, you need to come now. No one ever wants that phone call.
They had to say the same goodbye that tens of thousands of families have said nationwide. And while leaders are looking to right the wrongs that led to an outbreak, mismanagement and this virus have left their mark.
I'm the one who made the decision to put him in the Soldiers Home. I'm the one who promised him that he wouldn't die alone. So I have to live with that. I have to get up every day and realize that what I thought was a godsend for him probably ended his life early, and that I could not ultimately fulfill the one promise that I made to him when I put him there because he didn't want to go. That's what I have to deal with every day.